Previously on Dice, Paper, Roll.
The party needed sleep, but first had to find lumber, for without fire, flying biters would surely ruin their slumber. In the morning they sighed. They were still in unknown lands. The jungle breathed, snarled, and tried to ruin their plans. Aye! Came a shout from a woman in peril. A vicious troll loomed, menacing and feral. A quick zap from Elan dispatched of the foe. The woman nodded thanks and gestured time to go. Boom went the drums of her tribal cohort. Disarm, said the chieftain, or be hunted like sport. With magic, Elan and Thando tried to impress, but Larry fell and bashed his brains. Och, what a mess! With a crack to the noggin, our heroes were out. They awoke later caged, tribesfolk all about. Shattered moons breached the clouds, Brackai's blood did burn, and with a crack and a pop, he started to turn.
Welcome back to Dice Paper Roll. This is Book 2, Chapter 3. My name is Emil and I play Brackai, the Goliath Barbarian.
My name's Greg. I'm playing Alan, Aaron, Aeon, an Asamar Sorcerer of Helm.
I'm Dan, and I'm playing Thunder, the human fighter and cleric of tempers. He's just really enthusiastic today.
My name's Ben. I play Snatch, the halfling rogue, and I'm also the dungeon master for this chapter.
Yep.
Now, Dice Paper Roll is brought to you by our patrons. If you want to become a Patreon subscriber, then you can do that at patreon.com/dicepaperroll. Our patrons are...
I'm going to go backwards today. Okay. Trevor Goodchild, Trent Denham, Sammy Duncan, Ryan Lewis, Mika Wallace, Matthew Undead Ban, Liam Sterner R, Lewis Potter, Leaf Burner, Casper Morris, Irene Cucci, Danny Carroll, Danny LB, Daniel King, Blade Douglas, and Alex Boak. Yeah.
If you want to be a legend like these fine folk, then do sign up because it keeps the podcast running.
Yep, keeps us in pod caves.
We're doing a bunch of shows. That's right. Keeps our blanket fort assemblable.
Yeah.
Our blanket's intact. We need to buy new blankets. No, they're all right.
We sometimes need fresh blankets.
Well, when you stay over, we do.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Again. I don't know how many times I could apologise for soiling the blankets.
There is limited bedding. It's fine. I mean, again, another time probably. Yeah. We're coming to you at the Adelaide Fringe Festival as well. We'll be there for like 8 shows. We are playing at the A Club on Weymouth Street from March the 8th through to the 16th. We're doing a bit of a theme this year, aren't we?
Yeah, bedtime stories with DPR.
Yeah, going to be appropriating some non-copyrighted fairy tales and bedtime stories, putting a bit of a D&D spin and a bit of the Type 5 spin on it.
Yeah, should be fun.
Yeah.
If you want to grab tickets, you can just go through our website at dicepaperroll.com. You'll find all the info there.
All our social media handles are at Dice Paper Roll as well, so get in touch if you've got anything to say.
Get on
hello.
it.
Yeah.
Yep, tweet and share the show. We always love hearing what you guys have to say.
Yeah, and if you like it, then a rating and review goes a long way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Goes
Really
a
helps.
super long way.
No one ever does it, though.
No.
So
please,
do
it.
If you've ever thought about doing it and you're lazy like us or me, and you go, I'll just keep listening to another 50 episodes and see if they get any better.
I'm going to write 15 seconds of music that'll go right here, and you'll be able to go and subscribe and like in that 15 seconds. Here's the music now. Cool. So by now you've subscribed to the podcast and you've liked it and reviewed it, and thank you for that.
Thanks.
Giving us a rating too.
Yeah. Really
Hope you
important.
enjoyed the
work.
music too.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll get inspired and do something cool.
It was really brilliant.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, I loved it.
No
Brought
pressure.
a tear to my
Magical.
eye.
Okay, wow. All right.
Yeah.
15 seconds. There's a lot to do.
Hey, it was your idea, mate. You rolled with your own punches there.
Well, a rod for my own back still feels pretty good.
Gotta leave that one right there. Shall we play some D&D?
Fuck yeah!
All right.
Let's do it. Yeah.
So, at the end of the last game, you guys were in a bit of a bind. Imprisoned in cages, you're held captive by the local tribesfolk deep within the jungle. The shattered remnants of the moons hang in the sky above, but they are still very much full. Many of the tribesfolk throw themselves to the ground. They're praying to whatever gods they worship. Others dance around flickering fires, singing and chanting with even greater fervour as their leader, a shaman of shorts, stands atop a sacrificial pyramid, ceremonial blade in hand. Blood drips from the tip, falling to the ground as Brackeye, you undergo a terrible transformation. It is painful, and as it happens, your sense of yourself, Brackeye, the Goliath, barbarian, is suddenly diminished and almost completely swept away by this dark and hungry ferocity, and it consumes you with its bloodlust and animosity. And the scent of fear greets your nostrils as the guards that had been poking at you with their spears stumble backward in terror, and it awakens within you a hunger and a fire that cannot be quenched. Now, Alan, Snatch, and Thandor, you see this happen. It's all happening very quickly as the tribesfolk are all around you, getting more and more excited.
I slam myself up against the bars. Alan just hammering at the gate, wriggling at the bounds. Brackeye! Brackeye!
Brackeye, what's happening? No! Thandor just starts backing up away from whichever direction Brackeye's cage is, and is just in complete shock. Doesn't know what's going on. What? Ah!
Yeah, it is terrifying, and your hands are bound behind your back. You're in separate cages, and you kind of scrabble backwards along the ground as you see your friend transformed into this fearsome beast. And as he snarls, he launches just straight at the side of his cage, which is made of this kind of wood or bamboo, and he just bursts straight through it and latches onto the nearest guard, tearing out their larynx with one fell swoop. And
Oh my god!
the second one stumbles backwards and tries to sort of yell out and get out of the way, but Brackeye in wolf form, faster than anything you can imagine, is a grey blur as he darts straight for the other guard, and a sharp taloned claw swipes across, and you are all spattered with a spray of blood as a second guard goes down very, very quickly.
It's in my mouth.
Stained my loincloth.
Thandor would like to look around his cage, or if there's a guard that's dead nearby, if there's anything that can help him cut his binds.
Yeah, great. You have a look, and the guards that are nearest to you are now standing on guard with their backs to you as they face down this new threat that is suddenly right in front of them. Alan?
Shit's popping off. I'm going to activate my Radiant Soul and pop my wings, and then I want to cast Word of Radiance to try and break the cage and the bonds that are holding me.
Awesome.
I want to know what Alan says.
What's your word of radiance?
Does the Radiance actually have a physical force to it?
Yeah, it does damage.
So what does Alan say as he casts this?
Hands bound behind his back, he slams against the front of the cage, the gate of the cage, over and over again. His head shaking, and it's just the frustration of not being able to help Brackeye and being locked, and he's just had enough. And the wings involuntarily sprout from his back, and the glowing radiance around him begins to glow brighter and brighter as he screams wordlessly, just a release of emotion. Ah!
Awesome. Roll your damage.
1 point of damage, but I also get the bonus for the Radiant Soul, which is an extra 4 points from the Radiance, so 5 points of damage to the cage and the bindings on my hands.
Yeah, great. The radiant damage sprays out in this this blast of energy that hits the captor standing right outside your door, and he yells out in startled pain. And the cage door looks like it might also be a little bit damaged at the same time.
Can I? I'll spend a sorcerer point and quicken a second one.
Great.
So again, smashing into the front of the cage. Brackeye! 10 points of damage.
Whoa, nice.
nice.
That's better. The cage door blasts open as the radiant bursts now into the face of the captor, who's turned around to look at you, and he goes sprawling over backwards, unconscious. Brackeye in wolf form bounds onto this prone guard and just rips his face off with his teeth before spinning around and jumping straight to another one. And you just tear this guy's groin out with your teeth.
Brackeye, no! Bad boy, no! No, put that down.
But that was your guard, Thandor, and the guard
good one.
falls backwards and crashes into your cage and kind of drops to the floor, lifeless, as Brackeye shakes his head and lets go of the guard's manhood, and it goes flying towards the ground and just kind of thuds into the ground near your cage. And you can also see the guard's spear as well.
I was going to say, can I use it to cut it off with my eyes?
The spear or the other piece of body part?
Prince Albert.
Yeah,
like
the
he's
spear,
got
the
quite a
spear.
complex Prince Albert.
Your hands are tied behind your back, so you scuffle over to the side of the cage, and you can't, like, you're trying to look over your shoulder. So roll a dice, and we'll see which one you get in your hand.
Which weapon do you pick up?
D20?
Yeah, sure. The bottom 50 is going to be the manhood, and the top
15.
Hey,
Nice.
you get the spear.
Hey.
Nice. You start cutting away at the bonds.
You feel a little prick.
You do feel a little prick. Great. You are able to free your hands from behind your body as Brackeye starts demolishing anyone in his path. Now, while this is happening, Brackeye, your sense of yourself, it's like there's like these waves of blackness and red and instincts and desires that just keep crashing over you, and you've pretty much lost almost any sense of who you are, but there's just a tiny bit within you that is trying to struggle to the surface. It's like you're battling this consciousness of what you are. You're not aware as Brackeye of what the wolf is seeing or doing, but you're within this different space where you are just being overwhelmed, and the very essence of who and what you are is it's almost being ripped to shreds. It's very, very, it's threatening to tear you apart entirely.
Brackeye, as I understand him, the character is like in a blackness as though it's asleep. As though he's asleep. It's dark and he has no really sensory perception, except it's a very niggling kind of high-pitched hum that you can distinguish barely from everything else, and you're not quite sure if it's in your ear or if it's coming from outside, but if you listen closely, it kind of sounds a bit like the battle that's raging outside.
Yeah. Although at the time you wouldn't be able to actually put a name on what that is.
No, he's just out.
Yeah, the shaman up at the top of the pyramid slams his staff into the ground and starts gesturing with his hands, and he throws them out wide as magical energy sprays out from his hands and kind of blasts up into the air, and these kind of flurries of wind start swirling around the place, and he calls out to his tribespeople to support him and attack the beast that has just gotten free of the cage. And there's chaos is everywhere because the people were on the ground sort of half awestruck at the vision of the moons, and now half of them are terrified at what they've seen with this Goliath turned wolf bursting out of a cage and just starting to rip people to shreds. Alan, your wings have burst from your back, and you are now all looking like maybe some shit is going to go down. To make matters worse, you all hear a keening sound from the heavens, and you look up, as like small meteors just flash to the ground all around and just thud into the earth all through the village. They send bits of like dirt and rock and tree and hut up into the air, and it comes raining back down on you. And people just start screaming and running everywhere. Some of the villagers still dancing and going nuts. Others pick up spears and run towards the action. There are a good maybe 10 of them closing in on the cages as you make your way and burst yourselves out. Brackeye, you take the chance to leap at the first one and again rip him to shreds.
Yeah, if it's possible to have a werewolf rage, then he does that.
Not right now.
So,
But it already feels like it's pretty filled with rage.
yeah.
So Thandor picks up the spear that he had used to.
Actually, I might get you guys to roll initiative.
Oh shit! So it's been so long.
I get advantage on initiative.
Oh, nice.
Which is good.
Oh, that's not bad for me. Thandor was a 17 on initiative.
Alan is a 7.
Where Brackeye is 15.
Oh yeah, you're going way up the top. You're already way up.
Nice.
Last round. No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. No doubt, no doubt.
So wish I had have rested. I'm like so boned at the moment.
Beautiful. So we'll just recap those. Initiatives. Thandor.
17.
Yep. And Alan.
7.
Great.
Where Brackeye got 15.
Yeah. Plus like 50. Thandor, before you can take action, you see Snatch out of the corner of your eye has also managed to somehow free himself from his cage. And he has picked up a crude dagger off one of the dead bodies. And you see him jump up onto the back of one of the tribesfolk and just do his signature move from like piggybacking on the back, stabs the dagger straight into the eye of his victim, who falls straight to the ground.
Oh, that's his signature move now. Hey, Mr.
Yeah, he's only done it once before. And,
Special move.
that's his signature move.
It is now, anyway.
is now.
And
Does
then,
Snatch say
Cannon.
that?
then
This is my signature move.
you notice that particular guard was guarding your weapons. Snatch grabs the glaive and any like thing else, like any material components that you might have had in a. Do you have material components?
No, I
Alan?
use a focus necklace.
Do you have anything else? No. So you're pretty much just carrying everything you need to.
Yeah,
on
I
you.
got
Alright.
everything.
So he comes running over with his dagger and backpack and chucks you your glaive, Thandor, and
Thanks, Snatch.
it's your turn.
My turn.
Oh, no worries, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Did you see my signature move?
Snatch attack.
Snatch attack.
Thandor is really, really confused. He doesn't know who to attack and who to defend. So Thandor is going to rush up towards Brackeye, but just going to stand at a distance, probably maybe 15, 20 feet from Brackeye, and just stand there at the ready, guarding himself and anyone else who's nearby against Brackeye. So he's going to
Just
ready
your-
an attack.
Okay, to protect just your allies or even the tribesfolk?
Tribes, folk,
Yeah,
cool.
cool.
Anyone.
No worries. You do that. The shaman from up above hurls a bolt of energy into your back as you're doing that. What's your armor class?
Dick!
Rude.
Your AC's 20. It hits your armor, which you are still wearing. You are still very, very hot, by the way. Sweat streaming down the inside of everything. And yeah, it just glances off the back of your armor and you don't actually feel any kind of damage other than the fact that some kind of magical energy was just slammed into the back of your armor.
Thandor's gonna turn to him and be like, "What the fuck, man? Like, what the fuck? Oh, you guys are such dicks!
The
Glad
village-
Larry died."
Yeah, fuck Larry.
You're lucky they don't understand you.
Yeah.
The
He
village
does, though, because he speaks common.
Yeah,
He's
he's
the
like,
only one.
He's the only one.
fuck you. Brackeye, there are 4 or 5 of the tribesfolk surround you, and they all stab you with their spears. Hang on. Oh, there's a crit in there. Okay, so you are in wolf form, just kind of dodging and darting from side to side. But 3 of these spears stab into you, but your natural armor has somehow increased. And being a shape changer now, you actually suffer no damage from these weapons. Seems that you are completely immune, even as the critical stabs deep kind of into your skin, right between your chest, and it should do a lot of damage. Now, regardless of that, you in wolf form know nothing but animal rage, and somehow, as Brackeye deep within the psyche, you also are fueled with rage, and as this rage overtakes your body, you transform again. You start to crack and pop, and your hind legs grow larger, and then your front legs grow longer into arms with claws at the end, and you stand at the end of this terrifying transformation, some horrible hybrid, half-human, half-wolf beast with this green lichen mohawk that runs down the back, and you just pick up the nearest one that got the critical hit on you, and you grab him by the throat, and you pick him up and just squeeze the life out of him, grab the back of his head and rip his throat out, drinking the blood that pours from his neck. You toss the corpse to the ground as you leap at the next 2, just wiping them out with 2 swipes, spilling their entrails onto the ground.
No one puts Brackeye in a cage.
Beautiful. Alan, it's your turn.
Oh, helm, protect us! I cast aid on the party. So me, Snatch, and Thandor.
How quickly you fall out of the party.
Not Brackeye?
Not Brackeye. The spell bolsters the allies with toughness and resolve. 3 creatures within range. Hit point maximum and current hit points increased by 5. So
Awesome.
everyone gets 5 temporary hit points.
Alan calls upon his innate sorceress energy and the protection of Helm to protect his allies in this time of need, and you feel the divine energy, the sorceress energy really, but you feel the blessing sink into your being as a golden light suffuses you, and nice one. Do you want to do anything else?
I'm out of the cage now, right?
Yeah. So your cage door has kind of burst open with that second radiant burst, so you can step out.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
I step out, glowing golden, and take off into the air, flying up towards the top of the pyramid where the shaman is.
Beautiful. You head straight for him, and he meets your gaze with a look of glee in his eyes.
Not very hospitable, are you?
Fuck you!
Oh.
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everyone. Everyone call the whole thing off. Let's get dinner out for these guys.
Worst party ever.
Really is.
I think this guy's being sarcastic.
Oh. I know I got it.
Well, yeah. You're very much still in...
If Brackeye was here, he totally would have said
He would have said that, yeah. We all heard
He totally
that.
would have said it. And it's just we've been hanging out so much lately that it was just there in my head.
Brackeye
like,
thought it from somewhere deep in there.
we all heard it, buddy.
No worries. Yes. Snatch. Snatch jumps on the back of another villager who wheels on him and knocks him to the ground. The villager then stabs Snatch in the gut, drawing a bit of blood. Snatch goes, ow!
And knocks the DM screen.
And knocks the DM screen. Thandor, it's your turn again.
Okay, well, I've obviously chosen the wrong side on this situation. Thandor, I just feel like Thandor doesn't know what the fuck to do. He's still exhausted from not resting, and is even more so terrified of Brackeye.
You had readied an action, right?
Yes, I
You know
had.
how to attack someone, right?
Yeah, but you're not within range. You didn't move. Yeah, because all the other dudes moved up to you, and then... So I'm still... Yeah, I may have just wasted an action, so... Yeah.
Thanks for bringing that up.
Thanks for bringing that one up. So we've still got...
No worries, man.
We've still got jorts. We've got jorts up on the pyramid, and then...
Shaman in jorts and leopard skin
Yeah.
vest. Yep.
Yep. And then, is there any other villages that are still close by? Or,
Yeah, so there's the villagers that ran up from behind you and started attacking Brackeye, and they've several of them have just been
torn to shreds?
Yeah, absolutely torn to shreds. There are others. You look around off to the side, to your right-hand side, and there are more coming around the corner. Just as another meteor slams into the corner of the ground there. They're not huge meteors. They're just like, hailstone-sized like bits of rock that slam into the ground and send bits of debris flying up into the air. So there's another couple that come around the corner and lock eyes with you.
All right, cool. I'll start rushing towards them, and whoever's in the lead, I'll just drive my glaive just straight into their chest and just start pushing them further back.
Great. Roll an attack.
So that's a 10 to hit.
You don't get any pluses or anything?
That is with, it's a 5 on the die and plus 5, so that is a 10 to hit. I can do maths.
No, I just was hoping
Didn't work.
No, it didn't work. They, sorry, did you say you charging them or you hold your glaive down?
So Thandor grips onto his glaive and rushes straight towards him with the glaive pointing out ahead of him to, like, spear whichever one is the one in front. But he trips on a stone.
No. Yeah, cool. And
I do the description.
if you want, to make yourself trip over.
No, go.
Yes, as you do that, you're running forward with your glaive held out, and the debris and the dust that goes flying into the air from the little meteor strike sprays into your eye, and you just miss this guy as he kind of has this wide-eyed look, realizing that his life has somehow just been spared.
That's cool. I'll use a bonus action to use my...
Kind of were tripped by a stone, like you're like sort of meteor
That's true.
come down and tripped out.
It all works
Collaborative storytelling.
I'm going to use a bonus action to use my War Cleric domain attack. So I get 4 of those. So I get to use a bonus action to make another attack.
Great.
So after the dust from the meteor settles around Thandor's face and eyes, and he finds it a little bit hard to see, but now he has one of the villagers right close to him because he tried to impale him, and he just spins around with the glaive and just does a full 360 and then slices into that.
Awesome. Roll to attack.
Side. That's better. That's a 19 to hit.
Yeah, you hit. Roll your damage.
Yeah, sick one. Oh, damn, that's a 9 on a D10 with a plus 2, so that is 11 points of slashing damage.
Your glaive slashes right through, like just right from the front of underneath his ribcage and straight out the back, and his entrails spill out the side. These guys are not wearing armor. The white paint that covers their body he's just red down one side as he looks down in shock and kind of puts his hand over the wound to try and stop it, drops his weapon to the ground, and he just falls to his knees and then onto his side, dead.
Cool. Thandor's really pissed off, so he's going to action surge and make another attack.
On his buddy, who's like,
Yeah, exactly. Whoever's nearby. He's like, just been imprisoned, tried to do the right thing with these guys.
He's realizing, the villagers realizing all the stuff that the shaman told him about the protective qualities of paint was bullshit. And it has nothing.
They should really try plate armor, because it's the shit.
They should never have listened to a dude in jorts.
They should have known.
Who's not doing any fighting himself.
Yeah. Or a leopard vest. Like.
They should have known because he makes all the paint himself too.
And charges the city for it.
Yeah.
Whamp, whamp, whamp. I rolled a 1 on my action surge attack. What a waste.
As you lunge forward with your extra attack, you actually slip on a piece of entrail from the guy you've just dispatched. And
whoa!
you trip to the ground, exposing yourself. Not your, because that would be hard to do in plate armor. But
Not hard in paint, though.
No. You're on your back. And there's one of these villagers looming above you with his spear. The shaman grips his rod and points it at you, Alan.
Not the rod.
Not the rod. And a couple of bolts of energy come flying towards you. Oh, man. One of them goes flying straight past your left ear. The other one slams into your chest.
Oh, I have a pre-existing blister.
Yeah, and it does 4 points of this dark damage, and the blister pops open and pus kind of oozes down.
Sting and probably get infected in the jungle. Thanks so much.
Okay, the villager standing over you, Thandor, attacks you while you are prone on the ground. He has advantage. What's your armor class?
20.
He comes in and he also slips on the blood as he holds up his spear, and he lands on his side, and you hear like a crack as he smashes his elbow on the stone. And you kind of, there's a moment where you're both looking at each other's eyes, and he's in pain and then a little bit scared.
He just hit his funny bone, and I'm like, oh, I know, just breathe, buddy. Just breathe. It's a... Oh, wait, no, fuck you.
Awesome. Alan, it's your turn.
Thandor, no time to be laying around. I cast haste on Thandor.
Oh, that's real funny, man. Real funny.
Get up off your ass, man.
What does haste do?
Haste
Very nice.
does things. So for the next minute, your speed is doubled. You get +2 to AC, advantage on dex saving throws, and you get an additional action each turn. So it can be attack, dash, disengage, hide, or use object.
Awesome. Floating in the air, having just been hit by the shaman's attack. Alan, you look down and see your ally in need of aid, and you cast this spell, and it's like these little, this sort of white hot energy spirals around your arm and out of your outstretched palm, and these little kind of wings flutter down and embed themselves into your being,
And
Thandor.
straight after, Thandor's pupils go super dilated. And he's just like, oh, wow. Oh, my God. Alan, man, thank you so much for that, man. It was, like, amazing, man. I feel so great. I feel alive. I'm getting there. I'm feeling great. Oh,
Good to see you're enjoying your first taste of hell.
man. He's I could get used to this.
I'm then going to quicken a firebolt and fire it at the shaman in front of me. 24 to hit.
Oh, yeah, that hits him.
Some hot stuff.
7 points of fire damage plus 4 radiant damage, so 11. I hold out my hands in front of me, and energy surges down my arm and fires out in a fiery blast straight into his face.
Yeah, awesome. And the blast hits him full on in the face, and it just singes away like the fluid of his eyeballs, and he yells out in pain and stumbles backwards, much like Larry, falling over the edge and cracking his head on the other side, and he stops moving.
It's an OH&S thing now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This pyramid definitely should have had rails.
Yeah.
Really should be cleaning up all the loose bits of bone
scaffolding.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Burnt the liquid from his eyeball. Oh, God. So
Nice.
good.
First thing that came to my mind.
Boiled eyeballs.
Yeah. That's fucked up.
Yeah, it's great.
Brackeye, in your hybrid form, you quickly dispatch with one double-handed swipe, one swipe across 2 throats of the villagers in front of you, and they drop to the ground, clasping their throats. You look around for more prey, and Thandor is not too far away from you, but movement catches your eye off to your left-hand side, and there are some women and children fleeing the chaos of the meteor storm and the battle, and
Well, it's true what they say about hybrids. They really get you moving.
thought you were going to try and like not do this or something.
Where Brecco's still working his type.
You're going through this kind of crazy psychic sort of type 5 set in the rage of whatever's happening. But yeah, hybrid Brackeye attacks the fleeing. There's a thrill of the hunt of people running away that is just too hard to not go for. And you leap on the back of these fleeing villagers and absolutely demolish them. You guys hear the sounds of tearing flesh and blood spray into the air and screams from other people as they run away. Thandor, what was Snatch doing?
His signature move.
Yeah.
He gave me my glaive, and
That's
then he
right.
just hid
Yeah,
in the
you just see
bushes.
Snatch jumping on the back of people and stabbing them in the eyes all over the place. He's like, look, guys, it's really my signature move now.
Just keeps popping up on villagers. It's like, what? Ah!
Yeah. What? On the left shoulder, then the right shoulder.
If it was
yeah.
modern day, he'd try and photobomb that all the time.
Yeah.
No, just to avoid rolling anything as Snatch. He's busy. Thandor, it's your go.
So Thandor, after just seeing where Brackeye just tear like women and children to pieces, he just like goes, "Oh fuck! I got to do something! Oh my god!" And so he plants to get up off the ground because he's prone at the moment, but he's got double speed now, so he can do it super fast. So he's just gonna plant the butt of his glaive into the mouth of the dude that's beside him, and then like flip up.
Awesome.
Inside mail.
So I'm gonna just do like a quick cheeky attack on that dude while I then rush off to try and
Great.
get to.
Go for it. I'll give you inspiration on that attack roll.
Hey!
Yeah, nice.
Is that an extra D6?
It's a D4.
I
No,
thought it was
inspiration
an
is like a
extra
D6 to add to your roll.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need it. It's still not very great. What is it? 5, 7, 11 to hit.
Yeah, this guy's on the ground as well. So
Oh
you,
yeah, I had advantage. Oh no, but I'm on the ground as well.
You're on the
so-
ground as well. It's all right. You're fully hasted, man, and you're just like full of energy, and you're like, yeah, this is such a fucking great idea. And you're like,
Hey, hold this, cunch!
and that's exactly what happens.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you kip up. As you do that, you hear a horrible squelch as the cartilage at the back of this guy's like the top, the back, and the top, like the soft part of the roof of your
palate.
mouth.
Oh,
Just yeah. I think that's enough description. We can all imagine the rest. He dead.
So
Black Eyes off. Right. I mean, sorry.
Thandor then just like legs it straight towards Brackeye to try and stop him from killing women and children, and he's just like, "No, Brackeye, bad boy, bad boy, bad boy." And is do I have a tennis ball? I wish I had a tennis ball, but I don't. So instead, I'm gonna use 2 attacks against Brackeye with my glaive.
If you identify as a wereperson and you find the use of the tennis ball joke a bit cheap, then I'm with you there. Not all were people are like dogs. So.
Not all were people are monsters.
So, I got a 14 to hit,
So Brackeye, what's your armor class normally, mate?
14.
but
You now-
quickly, I'm also going to use my divine inspiration and add a +10 to that hit.
Nice.
Well, that definitely hits. I was about to say, in your wolf and hybrid form, you get a +1 to your armor class from natural armor, Brackeye. So,
What does that bring?
15.
yeah, you definitely hit.
With the tennis
Danny.
ball or?
No, with my glaive.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
you-
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I'll just do the other attack now, just so then, and then we'll do the damage. And so that one is a 16 to hit.
Yep, they both hit.
So that's a 10 on the D10. And so 10, 16 points of slashing damage.
Yeah, beautiful. You, aided by the magical energy of Alan's spell, you cover the ground between you and Brackeye with no problem at all as you come up behind his hunched form as you hear the sickening crunch of bones. Blood sprays up as he's ripping his latest victims apart. And you want to describe your actions, or you just lay into the back of him with two hits?
Yeah, he just brings his glaive across the back of Brackeye from like shoulder blade to hip, and then tries to do the opposite way, so make a big old X on his back.
You say something cool like X marks the spot.
Treasure be
Yeah,
buried here.
Yeah, that's where the treasure be, man. Like, fuck. No, he's not. He's just like kind of really like chewing on his.
X is the kiss of death.
He's just really just like kind of just like just geared up.
Okay. he thinks thousands of thoughts about things to say X in them, but he doesn't say any.
Any of them, but he thinks that he's saying them. Yeah,
Great, roll your damage.
I did.
Oh, Oh, that's right. Sorry.
Yeah, I got, what was it?
16.
It was 16.
Yeah, you notice your glaive slashes across his fur. What's your glaive made out of?
It's a regular old glaive.
Yeah, you notice your glaive, the blade slashes across his fur, and in your hyped up manic energy, though, you do notice that no damage has been done to him. He is not cut at all. There seems to be some kind of immunity that he has in his hybrid form.
Unlike Thandor, who's super cut.
And but it gets his attention. It gets his attention, all right. He stands up and kind of unfurls in front of you, just with not even facing you, but just stands up to his full height at kind of 7 feet tall and spins around. And there are these vicious red eyes stare right into yours, blood-stained maw, saliva dripping from razor-sharp teeth, and he.
It's Brackeye. It's me. It's Thandor. It's your friend.
Brackeye bends down, ready to spring.
The shaman's gone. The villagers are starting to flee into the surrounding jungle. Alan, it's your turn.
I will cast Mage Armor on myself and fly down behind Thandor and put a hand on his shoulder and with my right hand hold it out, palm raised, and plead with Brackeye. Brackeye, it's us. Don't attack, please. You don't want to do this.
We're friends.
We've known each other for a good 5 or 6 weeks.
We've been through a lot, man. Like, don't you remember all that?
Snatch skids to a hole and he sort of pops up over your shoulders, ready for his signature
And
move,
stabs you in the
Alan. But instead of stabbing you in the eye, he's like, yeah. Remember, like, we go way back. Can you roll a will save for me, please, Brackeye?
Brackeye's eyes squint from left to right and they narrow. You can't tell whether or not it's... And
So
the narrowing...
He squints his left eye and then his right eye?
Sure.
Yeah.
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 One at a time.
Yeah.
The scarier way, because he looks unhinged. And you can't tell if it's like him understanding you at all or just getting ready to fucking pounce. Oh, it's not bad. Will save, you say. Is that wisdom?
Yes.
Yeah. That makes it 15.
From within the onslaught of sensations that you're experiencing within this kind of space that you're in, you almost think you hear echoes of your friends' voices, but you can't quite pinpoint it. They don't break you from your reverie. I think you're capable of kind of... Do you want to select the action of what you do here, or do you want me to continue?
Well, is he in control? Or
No.
Then no.
All right. So you.
But he does hear the echoes of his friends.
Brackeye,
We're friends.
we
we
love
go way
you.
back.
5 to 6 weeks, please.
It's a really long time.
It's almost
We've been through so much.
And that gets drowned out by this fierce rush of blood that seems to surround you, and almost like these other whispers that you can't put words to, that if you were in a physical space would echo all around you until they just completely consume your entire hearing. And yeah, standing there, you attack. Roll a d6.
I reaction as soon as he leaps towards me, and I slash at him again.
Okay, awesome.
Attack of opportunity, and I've got
Yeah.
a 10-foot reach.
Yeah, great. Roll your d20 to see if you hit.
Not that it does any damage.
Yeah,
but
but
I just,
you don't know that. That's all good.
Ah, shit. It's no good. It's a
Yeah,
fucking 8.
as Brackeye in hybrid form starts to draw his claw back, you slash, but he swats it away with his other hand. Roll a d6 for me, Brackeye. 1 to 2, you hit Thandor. 3 to 4, you're going to hit Alan. 5 to 6, snatch.
6.
You, with your other claw, your claw darts forward and grabs Snatch by the head.
20.
Oh.
I rolled a 20.
Yeah, you grab Snatch by the head and you pull him off Alan's shoulder and start to squeeze. Can you roll a d8 for me, please?
Can I borrow a D8? Thank you. It's always hard to get a D8 when you need one, you know what I'm saying?
brother.
Oh, I'm lonely.
No, but seriously, that's a shortage.
5.
Snatch just starts screaming as he hangs in the air, suspended just by Brackey's one arm, and he's clawing and kicking his legs as blood kind of starts to seep from his ears. He's like, Brackey! Brackey! Ah!
Surely he gets 2 more attacks.
Actually, that is very true. Yeah. Roll the d6 again.
Benny's killing
6.
himself.
That is 24.
24 to hit. Yeah, roll your damage again.
Shouldn't that first one have been doubled, like 2 for the critical as well?
Yeah, probably.
So I guess I just roll this one twice.
No, yeah, roll. Go on, roll again.
7 on the dice.
Yep.
Die. An 8 on the die. Oh, jeez.
No, not nice. Not nice.
You hear
Greg, not nice.
You hear a crack of bone, and Snatch's body goes limp, and Brackey, in hybrid form, throws the body to the ground, and Snatch stays there and doesn't move.
Oh no, that's not nice.
Yeah.
No, that's real not nice.
You have one more attack left, Brackey.
1.
Thandor, what's your AC?
22 with the haste. 22 because I get a +2.
Oh, I didn't roll very well. So 7 plus 8 is not enough. 15.
We're friends. See? I knew we were friends.
No, his claw comes slashing at your face, but you manage to get your glaive up just in time to actually stop any damage. That is your go, Snatch. Sorry, Brackey.
Snatch. Oh, sorry.
Thandor.
Okay. Thandor, is Alan, look after Snatch. I'm taking this. Sorry, wait, I need to do that again. Alan, you go after Snatch and you heal him, all right? And I'm gonna take care of this guy, okay?
Got it.
Wait, how long does haste last
1
for?
minute.
1 minute.
Oh, 1 minit. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Yeah, we got 10 rounds of this shit.
Great.
So Thandor is going to bum rush where Brackey and is going to do a pushing attack to get him further away from Snatch and Alan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna change dice. Shouldn't have changed dice. That was a 9 to hit.
Yeah, there's no way that hits.
So that not working, he's going to attempt it again. Do I change dice again? I'm going to change dice again.
Oh, live it on the edge.
Live it on the edge. Whoa, he's fucking binging. Oh, shit. That's a 13 to hit.
That also does not hit.
No good. Okay. Bonus action attack. One last one, because I got the 2 attacks from Case. And then bonus. This time he's going to do a tripping attack because the pushing is just not working. And that is a 15 to hit.
My AC was 15.
Great.
With that +1.
Yep, so that's a hit. How do we
Okay.
resolve the trip? The
The
opposed
re-
strength?
Yeah, so it's a strength check. It's just a strength check against the DC.
Great.
I'm sure I get I get advantage on that because I'm raging.
No.
No.
Yes, no,
Yeah.
he is raging. Because he's raging, he gets advantage on any strength-based checks.
Oh, fuck balls.
Yeah, so roll away, Brackey.
17, no, 12, sorry, plus 7 is 19.
Ah, you had to beat a
Do you have
DC
a +7
15.
for strength?
Yep.
Shit.
Okay.
And what did you get?
It's a DC 15.
Ah!
So,
So, Thandor, juiced up by Alan's spell, you 2 very quick, like, bum rush attacks, but your friend turned foe for the time being gnashes and just grabs the glaive in his jaws and wrestles it away both times. You change your attack, spinning the glaive around and trying to trip him. You hit him, but with freakish speed. He kind of jumps up in the air and sort of does this backflip and lands on all fours again in front of you.
I'm just going to roll the damage just because I want to just see what it was. And it was going to be an 11, but it's 0. So,
Alan, it is your turn.
Dart down to Snatch. I don't know if that provokes an attack of opportunity for moving next to Brackeye.
He's did you when you bum rushed him?
I didn't successfully push him back though. I failed both times, so he's still in the same. He's in the same
Yeah.
occupied space.
Yes, it does.
Oh, jeez.
Roll a d20. Emil.
I'm a class 18.
Yeah, that hits. Okay. D8.
That's
8.
a D10.
Oh, it was a D10. Sorry, I would take that back. Is that no, it's
That's
D10
another
as well.
d10.
That one would have been better though. It was a 1, and then somewhere in between.
5. I'm not adding anything to these.
Yeah, you add your strength.
Okay, I haven't been doing that, but cool.
Oh, you should have been.
Okay, 8.
Plus 8 or 8 in
No,
total?
8 in total.
Great. So, Alan, claws slash across your ribs as you dart towards your fallen companion as you take 8 points of damage.
Oh! And then I'm casting Cure Wounds on Snatch as a 4th level spell.
Beautiful. Thank you.
So 11 plus 14, 25 plus 5. So 30 hit points.
Yeah, great. Do you say anything or...
Get up, you lazy little bastard!
What happened?
you got squished by Brackeye.
Damn it, I shouldn't have pulled my signature move. I put myself right in the line of fire. Snatch grabs your arm and thanks Alan and gets back up on his feet. What do we do? How are we going to stop him?
Stacks on? Stacks on!
Great, stacks on! We
Oh no.
both run at him.
Yeah.
Thandor, you're up first as well. You hear them say stacks on.
Okay.
So do we all leap in and try and grapple Brackeye?
Yeah.
All right. So that's opposed strength checks, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we'll do like a group strength. And if 2 of us pass, then we're against Brackeye's strength.
Yeah.
So... Oh, Snatch. Nice.
Fuck you, red die.
I rolled really badly.
What did you get?
Lucky you boys. 10.
I got an 18.
I got an 11 minus 1, 10.
I got a 6.
Sorry, what did you get?
10.
So we all Snatch, Alan and Thandor pounce on Brackeye and try to overwhelm him, and we all land on top of him and try to wrestle him to the ground. Snatch, though, signature move, only one up the top, still holding on behind him. As Thandor and Alan, you get thrown backwards. Snatch, I hate to do this, Brackeye, and tries to stab his weapon into your neck.
You get advantage on that one.
Why?
Surely it would be his signature move and go for the eyeball, wouldn't he?
Oh.
Yeah, signature.
Yeah, but I'm
Can't
not,
blind 2 party members.
the other one's not with us anymore.
Yeah.
So there's
Chop
an
his ear
opening.
off or
There's an
something.
opening
There's
for
an
an eye
opening for
patch
an-
wearing PC.
Oh, the only thing left on the ground in the chamber was Ariki's eye patch.
Oh, boo.
Well, you do whatever you do.
I saved this for you. Hold out the eye patch.
He gets a 15 as he plunges his +1 dagger into the side of your neck. I don't think he could do it in the eye. Anyway.
Fair enough.
Goes to the eye, but just turns away at the last
Yeah.
second. Can't
Oh,
do
damn it, I was going to do it, but I couldn't. And his magical dagger pierces the skin. Oh, you take 9 points of damage, Brackeye. Rage fills you as you feel pain in this physical body for the first time. And you feel blood pulse out of the wound in your neck. You whip around and throw Snatch from your back, and he goes flying into the ground, but comes up on his feet. Thandor.
So Thandor is going to... He's going to just keep on trying to do the same thing. He doesn't really have many other options. So trying to still stick with the stacks on, he's going to just attempt to trip Brackeye again.
Great.
Oh, this time it's good. It's an 18 plus 5 to hit. That's 23 to hit with a strength check.
17, you succeed.
You succeed
Oh,
because
do
it's a
it
DC 15. I can roll damage.
There's
but
no point.
there's no point.
As you're tripping with your glaive, you are hitting into his hind legs and his claws and his legs, but your blade is not cutting anything. It's not a magical weapon, right? It's just normal. Yeah. So
if I had have rested and gotten my spell slots where I'd have magic weapon that I could cast it on, I'd be fine. But I haven't done that.
But you were role playing,
I
being
was
sad
role-playing,
and
being
exhausted.
sad. Great idea. Fuck it. So I'm gonna attack and try and do another tripping attack against his legs, and it's a 20. Oh, I keep on getting 20s in these games. So another strength check.
10.
Yes! You're on the ground, motherfucker.
That's it. I feel like that's exactly what Thandor would say as he actually trips.
You're
in
on the
this time.
ground, motherfucker.
Yeah, perfect. What are you going to do? He's tripped. He goes sprawling onto his back. You finally succeeded. Still filled with haste.
And then for that extra action, he's going to do another grapple check against him and try and hold him to the ground. Cool.
25.
12! Thandor, after tripping Brackeye to the ground, he tries to leap up into the air and body slam him, but
Does not work. Yeah. This beast that you know is, or used to be Brackeye, this beast just throws you off, pushes you backwards.
he starts like a dog on its back, and he's just got his paws up in the air, and he's just I'm like the little doll or whatever that he's playing with. holding
Yeah,
him up
except
in
as
the
he
air.
does that, his razor-sharp claws, if you weren't wearing plate, would have absolutely shredded your guts. And you get pushed backwards, and he leaps back up onto his feet. And as the situation is seeming more and more dire, Alan, just as you're about to act, the ground around Brackeye starts to shift and shape, and this kind of figure starts to come up and out of it, and you see this kind of humanoid creature made from earth that's standing right behind him that just reaches around and is able to kind of enclose Brackeye's legs in stone and hold him in place. Alan,
Handy.
you recognize that as some kind of magic.
Shit. Can I try and see where that's coming from?
Yeah, great.
So perception. 12.
Awesome. You do see off actually behind that figure, you see a humanoid figure that's about 5 feet tall. Seems to be half clad in what seems to be all twisting vines all around their torso. And from this distance, it looks like they have antlers and grasp some kind of gnarled staff in one hand. They run up, and as they do, they seem to be directing this creature made from earth, this elemental that squeezes you, Brackeye, until the air starts escaping your lungs and you can't breathe. And this figure leaps around from the side and brings their staff down on your muzzle, and you black out. He goes limp. And I think that's probably a pretty good place to end the game.
And that's it for another fortnight of Dice Paper Roll. That was Book 2, Chapter 3. Problems with Lycanthropy. just a name I'm tossing about there.
Yeah,
See
good
how it
title.
feels.
I like
Yeah.
it.
Join us after the episode, because we're going to have the Tight 5 do a tight, probably 10 minutes, just chat about the game. And also a very, very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Enjoy your new year from the whole crew here at Dice Paper Roll.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Happy holidays.
Happy Helm Day.
Hey, Tempest be with you.
That's right, and also with you.
May Helm bless you with puddings.
Bless his golden chestnuts.
Puddings.
His pudding.
His pudding.
We're back
Taste
on
of his pudding.
We're back on January the 6th. We're back on January the 6th. That's our next episode. That'll be chapter 4. So keep your ears peeled for that. We are at Adelaide Fringe as well, if you haven't remembered that one from the start.
Yeah.
See you next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come to
Hey,
Adelaide.
happy New Year as well
Yeah.
in the interim. Yeah, and also come along to Adelaide.
Come to Adelaide.
post game chat. Welcome.
Ooh.
How you guys
Yeah.
feeling?
Yeah, a bit rough. Don't really want to hurt Brackeye.
Yeah.
He wants to hurt you. In
Yeah,
all
I
form.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, I was really struggling at first because I didn't want to just necessarily go all like murder hobo on the village. But then that jorts prick,
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, well, you're a dick. Why are you doing this to me? And then
I mean, he was going to sacrifice you.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know, but
And you
still,
killed Jerry.
Yeah. So
Larry.
Larry.
Don't even know his name.
You're already one Larry deep.
Yeah, I know, but I was just like, I was kind of like, I was going with the whole sort of like, oh fuck, what the fuck is this thing? Like, I mean, yeah, this is bad, but what the fuck is that?
The
That's
vi-
just
the
so
villagers-
much worse.
The villagers don't know that you don't know that Brackeye is a hybrid change.
Yeah, I know, but I like from Thandor's perspective, I guess I was trying to go with like, oh, I got to try and do the right thing here and protect as many people and what
Oh,
the
yeah.
fuck.
Yeah,
And
you
not
threatened
affect-
them like really specifically. You threatened them, and then straight afterwards, he transformed
no,
into a wolf.
I
Like,
didn't- I
from
did-
their point of view, of course they're going to attack you.
I
Like,
didn't.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, we did
Killed
with our
Larry.
gods.
and you
Yeah,
made a
but that was
big
like
intimidation check.
Yeah, that wasn't so much. I didn't
Threatened
purposefully
them.
kill Larry. I cast flame strike on him, and then
Looks like you magicked him to death. To
sacred
them.
flame, I should say.
He was alive, and then you used magic, and then he was dead.
I think, though, you know, despite the flaws in your argument, there's also it's also not, because that is what Thandor would do. You're trying to protect as many people as you
He's
can.
lawful neutral. He's trying to do the right thing, and also you can see both sides.
Yeah, Alan's just pissed. He's over it.
Yeah.
Over all this bullshit.
Yeah.
It'd create a lot of new members of the church for old Thandor. And
Yeah, I know. Someone's going to be losing followers, hey, Alan?
Well,
Those
I did
actions.
persuade them. Sometimes a little bit of honey's better than the stick.
Hey, well, sometimes a little
And this is some
stick is
sweet, sweet honey.
Sometimes a little bit of the stick is better than divine righteousness.
I feel
Flames,
like
electricity.
I think there's a
you got
common.
to be careful because this could turn into the theological debate.
Well, I feel like already, Emil,
Well, it is
the
Sunday.
last couple of these have been an argument between these two about like whose God is right. Like, you've done
Well,
it a couple of
I
times.
know, and why do we have to argue about it when it's clearly Tempest? Is all I'm
Where
saying.
the hell?
Okay,
Anyways.
so moving on from the Alan and
Yeah, like I
Thandor
mean, it was
differences.
a difficult combat because it was like at least from Thandor's perspective, because I was trying to just keep Brackeye at bay but not hurt him, and then also with no fucking spell slots and just feeling so limited in what I was actually capable of doing. Guess who's going to be resting as soon as possible? Like getting onto that shit.
Yeah,
Fuck the role play.
sleep does wonders.
Yeah.
It does help. I've used a lot of spells.
Yeah, you did.
Haste was nice.
Oh, Haste
That
was
was cool.
awesome.
that was really cool.
Jack
I like
me
that.
right up.
yeah, man, that got me real going. Putting that butt of my glaive in that dude's face. Oh.
Here, hold this.
Snatch almost died.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really,
no.
really close. Is that
real
what?
bad?
I feel bad about saying nice.
No, but it was. It was still cool. Like, it was
Yeah.
a good dramatic moment.
Yeah, until your skull cracked. It was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, this
Thrown
is
to the
rude.
side.
Yeah.
You guys got lucky. You skipped my go. towards
Oh,
the
did
end.
I?
Yeah. You
Ah,
guys got lucky.
Yeah.
Nice.
I reckon.
real lucky. Yeah.
I was fine with it. It was good.
Well, you've done plenty of damage. Not snatch out.
It's going to be very difficult to take you down. You now have. I haven't told you, so I should tell you.
This is a good time.
So you get
Yeah.
your +1 AC when you are in wolf and hybrid form. It normally also just gives you the speed of whatever animal, but that's already 40 feet, which
Okay.
you have as a barbarian. So I'm going to give you +10
Yay.
to your speed when you're in wolf and
Nice.
hybrid because, yeah, this shit makes you fast. You also have immunity to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks that aren't made with silver weapons. You're proficient with bite and claws. You do get a multi-attack option, which is one bite and a claw. So I presume that is part of like an attack action. You can multi-attack.
Mm-hmm.
You also have advantage on any perception checks that involve hearing and smell. Otherwise, you retain all your other stats like hit points and initiative and your proficiencies. And we'll find out the rest of the
And so
shape changey stuff as
Yeah.
we go.
And it was a D8, was it, for the claws?
2d4.
2D4. Yeah.
I might have made something else up during the game.
Yeah.
You're frowning, Greg. Are you thinking of something else?
Didn't we get silvered weapons when we fought Walt?
We did.
Yeah, we did, but none of you were fighting with them just then.
No.
No. Well, the thing is I believe Brackeye has a silvered weapon.
Yeah.
I gave my silvered battle axe to one of the villagers as we were escaping the camp.
Back in
the
like
Goblin
episode
War camp.
17 or 18.
I was like, oh, take this. Oh, I
Yeah.
need this again. Dickhead. So,
Brackeye's got a silvered sword.
he's got a silvered sword, so we need it.
but it's not the
disarm.
great sword he normally uses.
See, I mean, for me, Thandor, I'm like, if I rest, and now that I've got second level cleric spells, and with my war domain, I get magic weapon as an automatic spell, so I can just cast onto my glaive. It's now a +1 magical weapon, and I'll be sorted. But I need to rest.
With the damage you add to your roll, is that... Do you add proficiency to that, or strength? Or
No, it's just your strength,
just your strength, cool.
unless it's a finesse weapon, which would then be Dex. But
So it's essentially not too different from what you already have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still +15s.
Plus 15
Yeah, when I'm raging.
to...
No, you don't get great weapon finesse, of course not.
no, you wouldn't get
Ooh.
great weapon master.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I guess unless
+5.
you were using your sword as hybrid. You'd be able to then use Great Weapon Master.
I don't think you're in a position to
seems,
have...
yeah.
You don't have much control over any of that.
At the moment. At the moment.
Well,
But
yeah.
probably
if
later
ever.
on down the track. I don't know. Who knows?
We'll see.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Maybe you could wield 2 great swords.
Oh, sick.
Super cool. You're like General Grievous or something. Oh, prequels mention. Even I feel bad about that. And I love my Star Wars.
Say something about the
Sorry.
motherfucking prequels, bitch.
Cool.
Yeah. Pretty terrifying as well. It's good.
Yeah, you fucked up a whole village, bro.
Yeah.
You killed women and children.
Yeah, I debated that, but then I was like, well, there's no...
They would.
He doesn't care. Is
Yeah, yeah, no, totally. Totally.
Just wish I'd gotten there sooner.
Yeah. Yeah, you were already saying before the game, Grego, that Alan was pretty frustrated at not being able to protect.
Yeah.
The party.
It's an ongoing fucking thing. Like, you know, he's feeling pretty low, I think. Keeps failing to stop things happening, and the Ariki's lost such a raw wound, and then to have Brackeye like transform the next night.
The blister's also a raw wound.
Oh, it is, and it's dribbling
Ugh,
now.
gross.
Ugh. It's gonna get
You
infected.
got your
for
amulet
sure.
burnt into your chest.
Yeah,
All the
yeah.
insect bites.
Ugh. I really need some clothes.
Yeah. And the fucked up thing is,
No,
all
there's
these
not.
villages are painted in fucking.
Yeah, they don't wear much
unless
either.
you feel like jorts and a leopard skin vest.
Oh, I love it.
I absolutely do.
I'd be down for
A
that.
leopard skin vest with a leopard skin hood. Like,
Hoodie,
Oh
yeah.
my god.
Sweet.
yeah.
Thank you for that. I'm absolutely getting me some jorts.
Alan's Mardi Gras outfit.
Yeah.
Elan's Tuesday outfit.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It still doesn't really help against the insect bites and everything, but
No.
damn, do you look fine.
It'll protect my taint from the insect bites.
That's true. Too specific.
Magooch.
The insect eggs as well.
Ooh.
Just
Ah.
you got to worry about.
Buried in the blister.
That's about 10 minutes.
Yeah, and on that note,
If you think this is gold and you'll miss it from next, I don't know, whenever we stop putting it at the end of the episode, then sign up to Patreon.
well, the other thing too, though, as well, we've had a bit of good feedback on these little releases at the end. If you've got any questions for us, please email them through or tweet us.
Yeah.
Ask us stuff, because we want to interact with everyone about the show, things you liked, things you didn't like.
Yeah,
hit
we'd
us
love
up.
to hear from you
Yeah,
about what you think.
We'll try and get as much of it across. But yeah, if you've got a question, send it our way.
Yeah.
And then
DPR AMA. Yeah.
and then we'll put it on Patreon. Yeah, cool.
Awesome. Well,
Bye.
Awesome. Floating in the air, having just been hit by the shaman's attack. Alan, you look down and see your ally in need of aid, and you cast this spell, and it's like these little, this sort of white hot energy spirals around your arm and out of your outstretched palm, and these little kind of wings flutter down and embed themselves into your being,
and
Thandor.
Straight after, Thandor's pupils go super dilated. And he's just like, oh, wow. Oh, my God. Alan, man, thank you so much for that, man. It was, like, amazing, man. I feel so great. I feel alive. I'm getting there. I'm feeling great. Oh,
Good to see you're enjoying your first taste of hell.
man. I can get used to this.
I'm then going to quicken a firebolt and fire it